From internationals for the internationals, this is International Hangout.
What's up, people of CFI? Welcome to International Hangout Episode 2. I am Shushani.
I'm Sudhir Silva. Today we have Rabin in our studio, and he's known for his YouTube channel. How are you doing, Rabin?
I'm doing good, actually. Thank you. I'm very happy to be in this podcast.
Been a while. We I think, when was the last time we used to hang out? I think it was a cafe or something, right?
Yeah, I used to see you there a couple of times for food.
Yeah,
while I was serving and so on.
Okay, it's nice seeing you after summer. I heard you did a lot of stuff, interesting stuff here in summer. How was summer for you?
Summer was actually incredible. I pursued internship and a couple other adventure things like biking and so on. I was mostly with my mentor, Matt, about him. And it was a wonderful summer overall.
Oh, nice. I'm glad you enjoyed. Yeah, I know Matt Samikin. You had a lot of videos, right? YouTube videos about him, and that's impressive. And since we mentioned about YouTube channel, why don't we get started with that first then?
Yeah, we could get started with that. What do you want to know about my channel?
Okay, for people who don't know about the YouTube channel, let's get started with the basics. What's your YouTube channel again?
Well, I produce videos, mostly comedy videos. I try to be funny at least. I think I'm funny, but I don't know. But I try to be funny and present, take topics, maybe coding and then other things like programming and big tech companies, things happening there, all about programmer's life, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, it has been growing, and I had been watching your videos, and you can see, I don't judge channels based on subscribers at all. I think it's the content that matters the most. But yeah, I think what you're doing is pretty great. And yeah, how did you get started with all that stuff? That's the important question.
Yeah. So there is an interesting story behind my channel. So when I was in grade 10, which is maybe a year before junior school of high school, I was, or my friend circle, many of my friends were interested in creating a YouTube channel. And they were creating a comedy channel. Somebody were creating funny videos and so on. And I did not know what I wanted to do because I did not know comedy, acting, and then I also did not know somebody were dancing. I did not know dancing as well. So I started thinking, what do I know? I was interested in tech, and I got my father's laptop and my laptop, and I developed a website in my father's laptop. Okay. I was basically copying that website and teaching people how to develop
just copy the source code and try to...
Correct. Well, that was the website I built myself, but I was just copying it for the recording, because to record on a flow, it's tough. To record and do things at the flow, it's tough. So I was basically copying and making it smooth. And it continued. I came to high school, and I wanted to move out of just coding. I wanted to show them some life as well. I started recording blogs. What do I do? How programmers feel, and things like that. And later in life, I decided to come to United States, and I also started presenting live here, my journey here, and a lot of interested students are interested about visa and so on, internship basically. Next video I'm making about is how I got my internship in the first year of college or university, which is gonna be an interesting one, also funny.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. So I started it like that, just with the influence from my friends, I guess, to start YouTube channel and have something
Okay.
with me. I would say.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you said you did an internship. Do you want to tell us more about it?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy journey finding an internship over the first year of university. I would say it was tough. I applied to more than 50 companies, and all of them, well, mostly they rejected. And I got a response from 4 companies. They also, out of 4, 2 of them wanted to interview me, 2 of them interviewed me, and I did well, but they did not hire me because I was a freshman. It's very funny, and I was kind of not happy about that. But fortunately, my mentor Matt, who we were also talking about, he talked to his friend who was in this civil engineering and construction company, or the tech department of that company, and then they were hiring software development intern, and
Okay.
that was kind of good fit for me. And my mentor basically said, I have a bright kid if you want. Well, he overestimated about me, I guess, I don't know, but then they
Being humble, huh?
yeah, he was humbly saying that. And then he wanted them to interview me and see how I was for them. And they interviewed me, they liked me. We had 2 rounds of interview, and I fortunately got into that internship. We had crazy coding experience, or at least I had crazy coding experience over the summer. I was solving some SQL, I was writing some SQL for the interview. They hired me for Python, and they made me write React code, basically JavaScript and the Node part of a server. Over the course of it, it was crazy. I was not supposed to do that, or at least they did not say that I would be doing it. But yeah, it was out in Denver, and I was mostly working remotely, software development intern, good money, and it was a nice experience, I would say.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I heard like even did you talk to Keith recently?
Yeah, he actually, I had to take a leave from my IT job here in college for this interview. I had to leave extra an hour early, I guess, and Keith knew about I was gonna sit for an interview, and he was excited. He wished me luck, and he's happy about I did this interview over the summer.
Okay, because I'm not sure. Am I supposed disclose like all the information? But yeah, it's just kind of like there's this project going on in IT, and we're working on that, and I mean, if you have experience, we would love to have your expertise and stuff. But yeah, I won't reveal it here. But we will talk about it in IT.
Yeah, Keith was also talking to me about a project. Well, we can at least say we are doing some language framework conversion, something like that. Maybe, I think that would be a nice experience to work on again.
Okay, Rabin. I was also wondering, like, okay, we know about your YouTube channel now. How about the programming part? Like, okay, first of all, at what age you started programming? Like, I'm kind of curious.
Well, I started programming early in my life, somewhere around when I was maybe 13 or even 14.
That's pretty early. Okay.
Yeah.
For me, at least. Okay.
Yeah, I think that would be, well, people have started earlier than that and have done crazy good things, but, well, I had this privilege to start programming early in life as well. When I was in school, I was not as interested in programming. I was just completing my homework task and so on, and just doing it for the sake of exams and marks, But in 2016, when I was in 9th grade, I would say, I met Matt again. Well, Matt sir has a lot of roles in my life, and he had changed the direction of my life in many ways. So this year, 2016, I met him, and he was basically a short-term computer science teacher for me in my school in Nepal. And he taught programming in very interesting way. So I could understand the use cases of programming. I also built my first personal website and hosted it in rabinkalikote.com, and I was so impressed. I was using facebook.com, I was using google.com, and .com after my name. That's fancy, right?
Did you have to pay for the domain, or how did
well,
you?
He paid it for me by then, but it was very impressive for me to have rabinkalikote.com.
Yeah, I mean, hosting services are like now kind of crazy, but okay.
Yeah,
okay,
and that was something I never thought it would happen for me, right? Like .com after name, and I was interested in that, and then I started building more websites. That's how I had the idea for my company as well. I started making more websites, and at some point I ran out of idea for what next website I should build, and then I actually started solving problem of my friend. They did not have notes. I was kind of disciplined and then disciplined in a way that I used to complete my homeworks and notes and things on time, and then I had notes to read for exams, and I decided to keep those notes online for my friends so that they can go to a website and they can read it from there. They don't have to take notes in class and so on. And that is how, well, that was the primary time or initial phase of Ask Mattrab, I would say. And later on, I made it a basically YouTube version of that platform. Like a student like me come to the platform, and then they start their library, and they start keeping notes, they start keeping question answers, they start keeping multiple choice questions, and things like that, and then it is huge library.
So other people could also use them? Or
correct, yeah.
Okay.
So they can create resources at the same time, and they can also use it, like, it's just like creating videos and watching videos over YouTube, you know?
Understandable.
So, yeah, it's well, you can basically say that I took the idea from YouTube as well, but I basically implemented it for resources, learning resources, rather than videos.
I mean, the thing is, I think the original idea is yours. I mean, or you can get inspired by YouTube, but anyways, that's cool.
Yeah.
You had something to say. Sorry.
No. I think we were talking about my programming experience. So yeah, and then I kept coding over the years, high school, and I'm still coding. I'm doing internship and also coding for companies now, I say. So it was nice getting started around when I was 14, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, since we talked about, your high school and stuff, why don't we talk about Nepal a little bit? Like, I got excited when it comes to, talk. Like, I mean, we had a lot of questions. I had a lot of questions about programming and stuff, but I think we should talk about Nepal as well. So Shanik might have good questions towards Nepal.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of students here at CFI from Nepal, and I always wonder why you guys why do you come here? Not specifically to CFI, but just decide to, go abroad and see how US is and maybe study here, or I don't know. What do you think are reasons behind that? Because I've been here for a little bit, for almost a year, and that's the country that I've seen most people from. So I'm wondering. I always ask people about is it because your country is bad? Is it because politicians are failing? What do you think? What's your narrative on that?
Yeah, that is an interesting eyesight to see it. I would say, I'm personally, first thing, I feel very happy that I have a couple Nepali friends and juniors now, since I'm a sophomore. There are also new people joined this year, and they are amazing. They are awesome people. Some of them are talented, some of them want to be actors, some of them want to be politician. Well, I was surprised to see freshmen joining from Nepal, coming to CFI and studying political economy to be politician back in home country. Well, I cannot generalize answer to your question why students are more students are coming out of Nepal in general. But for me, and what I would, how I would see it is, I think people want to see how the world is around and then how things are going on. Well, from our perspective, we see United States as a developed country, and then we kind of want to see how things happens here, how system works, how culture works, how people are, how is their perspective, how engineering works, how they have built things, how roads are constructed, and things like that. Because we have a lot to do in our country. We have not built things as enough, I would say. We have a lot of resources as well, which are oftentimes mismanaged by politicians. Well, I think that happens in every corner of the world. So most important reason for us to come to CFI or come to any other universities in United States or other college in this country would be exploration, I would say. We want to see and look outside in the world to the bigger map, I would say, and experience it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get the real experience. And I'm kind of happy that I have one little circle of Nepali people here in CFI. It's kind of very nice to be around with them, guide them, and learn from them. And celebrate a couple festivals that we celebrate back in Nepal. We have a lot of interesting festivals, a lot of interesting food. They cook Nepali food over here in Simplot.
It's amazing.
That's awesome.
I had it last year during the food festival.
Right?
The bubbles? I was so surprised. I've never had anything like that.
Bubbles?
I think she was talking about pani puri.
Pani puri?
Bubbles, right?
Do you like pani puri, Sushani?
Yeah, but I've never tried anything like that. I was looking at how they fill it with this water and then stuff it with potatoes or whatever. I'm like, how do you guys do
That's
this?
such a cute way you were saying it. I love it.
That was my first time.
Was it spicy? How was it?
I think it was more sour than spicy.
Okay. I think there are versions of pani puri, back home what I try is they can make it spicy. I mean, you can play with that for sure. But yeah, it's an absolute favorite, I would say.
Are you guys planning to what's the image for you? You see all these people from Nepal, all the students that we have. Do you think most of them are planning to go back to Nepal, or are they gonna stay here and then their families are gonna come?
Yeah, so that's again the question I cannot build a general answer to. I guess it's more like different people want different outcomes out of it. Some of them want to come here, maybe work in a nice company, and then have a house, maybe date a beautiful girl and settle a family, right? That's that. Well, I am a comedian also, so you can expect me to be funny.
You know when I realized it when you made a video like about what's that website? Something in 5 minutes, right? I can't remember. Is it condoms in 5 minutes, something like that? I was like,
yeah.
Okay.
That was crazy idea.
Keep going.
Yeah, so some of them may want that. And even I want to work a little bit here and then generate a capital on a little bit of money so that I can go back and invest that in my country. A lot of them do not have maybe good family situations, or maybe they want to improve their family situations, earning a little bit of capital. Most of them, well, I have a friend even in this college who is studying political economy and then international politics, and he wants to go back to Nepal and then be a politician. Maybe I'll see him being a member of parliament, or I don't know, maybe prime minister. So it's very diverse. I think for my case, I will definitely go back to Nepal. Well, I'm kind of I'm a kind of person who does not like to sit in a place even more than a year. I'm already done with College of INT'l. I don't want to be here already. So I don't think I will also want to be in Nepal for a long term, like decades and so on. But I would definitely want to go to some countries in Africa, some countries in Europe. Madagascar is the country that I love, and I would love to go there and live at least 6 months or a year and two. So for me, I will want to live in all countries, and for other people, they may want to go to Nepal because we have a lot of things I think most students have not done in Nepal, and there are a lot of things that we can do and we can explore in Nepal. We have mountains, we have hills, and we have plains, and then we have to hike all those mountains.
The mountain, right? The mountain.
Yep, the tallest and couple of the tallest. So, I think most of the Nepali students, they would want to go back to Nepal, and most of them go back over the summers, winters, and they meet their family, do these expeditions to mountains. Well, we only miss it when we are far away, we don't miss it when we are in Nepal. But now, well, I feel like maybe I want to go back to Nepal and do the expeditions to Annapurna or some other mountain.
Do you climb Everest?
Oh no, not. I don't think I will be able to.
Why not?
Well, I'm not committing to I will or I will not, but I'm definitely interested. There is fifth highest mountain of the world right in my district, so I can definitely go on expeditions to that mountain. Well, Mattrab basically went to the first base camp of that mountain. So there are mountains everywhere in Nepal.
What's your favorite tradition in Nepal?
I would say, tradition. We have this. Well, there are too many traditions to pick from, I guess. We have this festival called Dasai, and I love it because I love it because do they have it in India? I don't think so.
I think maybe it's called something a little bit different, but then Hindu culture, and all that stuff, of course. So
Dasai, we celebrate it. I might be wrong because I do not have great interest over religion and so on, but we celebrate it as a victory over Rabin or something.
Oh yeah, it's called Dashera. Some people call it Dashera.
Maybe. Yeah. So every Nepali people celebrate it. Well, Newari culture has their own kind of tradition and festivals and so on. And some other Kirati people may have a different one. But Dasai, Newari celebrates it, Kirati celebrates it, everybody celebrates it. So, and what we do there is there will be national holiday for a couple of days, maybe 4 or 5 days, and we worship God. We sacrifice animals. Well, I don't know if that is good or bad, but I mean, I would love to eat meat. So I am not in a good seat to judge that. But it has its own kind of interpretation. Maybe we don't want to harm animals. Maybe we won't because we love meat. Well, we can. It takes days to interpret that. I would say.
Yeah, I won't get into religious arguments.
Yeah, but I love that we do different kinds of meats, lambs, pork, chickens, and we call it maybe a couple of buffaloes as well.
What about mutton and isn't it mutton? Is it sheep or is it goat? Like I don't know which one is it. Like when you say mutton.
Goat.
Goat. Okay.
Yeah, not the sheep, I would say. Well, sheep are usually popular over the mountains at the heights, and goats are popular in the hills, I would say. But both.
That's interesting. If you would be given a superpower to change like one thing in Nepal, what would it be?
Oh, I would love that superpower, and I would change. So if I could, I would change as much. I would change the politicians of Nepal, and I would replace them by good peoples, because I know there are good peoples, but it is like so bad people have syndicate over it. Like all bad people exist over there, and they cannot do good because they are in these swamps of bad things they have done for a long time. You know, they are inside the flood. I would say, and they keep fighting against each other. And there is high corruption. You cannot believe the level of corruption in Nepal. So if we could just fix that by keeping good people in the politics, like people willing to go to willing to work for people and go to different parts of Nepal and actually see what's going on and how people will have good life there, it would be a lot better. So I would use that superpower right there.
To replace. Okay.
Yeah.
Any more questions? Any more politics, Shani? I don't know. Okay.
So why don't you want to go do politics?
Well, maybe I want to do that. Well, my principle is I wanted to be Prime Minister of Nepal when I was in class 3 and class 10. After that, I stopped thinking about it. So first thing, you gotta provide to yourself. You gotta grow yourself. Then if you are grown enough, strong enough, you can provide it to others, right? And then maybe to the country. So maybe later in life, maybe when I will be 40 or 50 or even 60, you might hear, well, the Prime Minister of Nepal is Rabin. I don't know.
How many political parties and right now? I mean, the prominent ones.
There are many. 4 or 5 would be the prominent. I think there are six or 7. I might be wrong at this.
We won't fact check on
I'm
that. Don't
I'm just roughly estimating. There are 6 or 7 national party, and then there's one party called National Independence Party. I would say we call it Rashtriya Swatantra Party in Nepali. And that party was started last year, and that is the party which has tons of good people only. And it became a national party under 1 year, and people love that party. So next election is going to happen in 2084. Well, that is Nepali date. You guys might be crazy thinking about 2084. You guys are living in future or what?
No, I know the calendar is kind of different. Like it's 76, something like close to that, 70s, and like.
Right now it's 79 or 80. I don't know right exactly. It could be 80 or 79. And then in 2084 we'll have another election, and it's very likely that Independence Party will have majority and things will change. Maybe by then my superpower will work.
Okay. No, why? Okay, is it like so my question is going to be about the calendar system, of course. Why is it different? Like, is it the kind of like
No,
is it Nakshatra? Like, what's that? Is it the
Yeah, we call it Bikram
yeah.
Sambat, BS. In general calendar we use over the world would be 80, I would say. So it is 2023 80, but we are right now in 2080 BS, I would say. So it's, I don't know, it is as simple as somebody started the calendar earlier than 80 and then we started counting earlier. So it's just like that.
Okay. No, when I heard it for the first time, like, does it? Okay. By the way, does it mess up with the birthdays like system?
No,
no, right? Okay, it's still the same.
Yeah.
But do you guys have two different birthdays by any chance?
Well, yeah. Well, if I have a religious birthday and a calendar birthday.
Because the friends I talk to, like Nepali friends, and they have different birthdays. Then I'm like, wait, you had your birthday is like again? What? I'm like, well,
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think about, but that is
okay.
what exists there.
No, I think it's great to celebrate your birthday twice, of course.
I want to have a few birthdays.
I feel like I want to have birthday every day.
What's your star sign though? Oh, I don't know. Just curious.
I have no idea about
You have
Oh
no idea.
no, you don't know your sign? When will you? What month?
May. I was born in May. 2nd of May.
I don't know.
I think.
Can you tell? Like, I don't have a clue about like these things.
Yeah, I also do not know how it
Wait,
works.
what is it again?
2nd of May.
2nd of May.
I read about. I'm born in December. I read about Sagittarius a lot. Like when I have like no more predictions about what my life is gonna be like, I just like open the horoscope.
Oh,
and have,
you
like,
use it. All right.
daily prognosis.
But I think it can also be fun, right? Reading that.
Well, honestly, I think it has a scientific side.
Oh,
Someone
really?
who reads it, so
Do you think it's?
Oh.
I think
Okay.
it works.
I would a little bit argue on that, but I mean, your star sign, it says on the internet it's Taurus.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
Now I know it.
No, but I know it's a little bit different from like I'm trying to use the Sanskrit or Nakshatra, like whatever. In India, like they have a different thing, at least in South Asia. Like mine is Cancer apparently there. It's
Oh, you're Cancer.
I'm Sagittarius. I mean, we both December, aren't we?
Oh
So,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm Sagittarius according to the stuff here, but back home or like South
Oh, it
Asia,
can be different. Yeah.
it can be different,
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
correct.
Cancer. So,
Yeah.
anyways, okay, little bit about that, and
Well,
I think
by South Asian interpretation, maybe I would be Kanya, which basically means female
But
or something like that.
I don't think it's an interpretation. Kanya, like I think, dude, like there were a lot of leaders who had like, I think it's considered like one of the powerful like star signs. It's all these from. I mean, my mom used to like tell these things. That's how I know. Mm-hmm. We had a couple of leaders like who had the same star sign. I mean, I'm not trying to say like there's a pattern in it, but it's considered one of the powerful like star signs. Anyways,
Well, I do not have as much idea about it, so.
I just heard stuff, and it's a culture that kind of nurtured us, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Do you have any more politics, or should we go to the next? Okay.
I want to visit Nepal. I think it's a
You should.
beautiful country.
It
course.
is. Well, we have Google Earth on our desktop or even phone in every hand, so just browse how the mountains looks like. Well, I was in this camping trip this weekend, and I was in the wilderness with my friend Link, and that was kind of close to experience Nepal. Wilderness in Nepal. So no internet, no cell phone connection.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot call anyone. It's wild. It's just very pleasantly challenging, I would say.
Okay. Yeah, gotta be challenging the mountain ranges and all that stuff.
Yeah, but there are also specific adventure that you can do with the guides and then with the proper preparation. So it's gonna be just adventure, not any challenge. So well, I was just talking about the pleasantly challenging backpacking trip this weekend.
Okay. I heard, I mean, you had this podcast thing. You also did a podcast. You want to give some, tips for us? I mean, I'm a newbie. I'm just trying to learn things. So I will, just give me some tips.
Well, we all of us will get it started and keep improving, right? They say that, well, starting and organizing and improving is better than waiting for perfection.
Yes.
Well, I used to struggle as I used to start when I was starting as well. Maybe I also struggle, but right now, I struggle less. I host this podcast called Ask Buddy podcast. Ask Buddy. Yeah, okay. Ask Buddy is a tech community in Nepal, and a lot of tech enthusiasts, programmers, coders, everybody, maybe students, everybody are in the community, and they talk about recent happenings. They talk about their problems, what they are learning, what they are facing, and things like that. And couple of them are in the guiding roles, and I talk with those guiding people and other tech personalities in general, and then I share insights how their life is, how they have been living. Last podcast I hosted was with a software engineer in Germany. He came from Nepal. He did not go to university. He learned everything himself, and then he was working. Well, he's currently still working in a company in Germany. So I was basically sharing his day-to-day routine and how he works in the company, what is the working culture, and how he, well, again, you may find it funny, but how he lives with his wife, how did he meet his wife, how did he meet her, and he also goes on this vacation. He loves to travel around Europe, how he's traveling in Europe. That is all kind of interest that Nepal people would have. I just talk about that, and specifically tech people. So for a podcast, I would say first determine or learn about your listeners who are listening. And for today, I think CFI people are listening. Mostly.
Yeah.
And then try to connect the listener and the guest of the podcast. So what the listener would want to hear from this guy, and what does this guy have, or what does this lady have, basically your guest have. And I would say showing a lot of curiosity will help to host a better podcast. I think you did well on that part. Just be curious to learn, about the guest, and then just like you guys were interested in hearing about, maybe she was interested in hearing about politics in Nepal. That was kind of interesting.
She's a politic genius, so like that's
well, maybe that is why as well.
I always ask everyone about what the politics in their country is.
That's very, very interesting. Yeah. It's like that, and then and podcast it's not an interview. It's just a general conversation, and one of the most important thing is making the guest come to the flow, and then like try to get what you want. Well, basically, I follow this principle. I try to pleasantly get the things that I want to get out of this guest. What do my listeners want to hear about this person? Maybe they do not want to express it in some way, but there can be some other way they will be comfortable talking about it. Things like that. Well, I do not have great English, so I'm not sure if I said it correct, but I think they understood. CFI people are smart.
Yeah, I mean, I love your accent. I love accent actually. I mean, I know a lot of people, they have like combinations of accents. Like, that's one of the reasons, like, also here, I mean, she has a different accent and I have a different accent, and like,
And
I
so do
wanted
I.
combinations of accent, and yeah, I love accents.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, I think let's move on to. Okay, so moving to something a little bit different than what we discussed. I mean, in general, in life, you know, like there's a lot of ups and downs, and like
You guys have ups.
yeah, that's gosh, yeah.
Well,
I mean,
sometimes it's only downs as well. I mean, it's maybe sometimes ups and sometimes downs.
anyways, so my point was there's ups potentially, and there are downs. So, have you had any downs, or yeah? Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, of course. I think everybody has downs, and if not ups, if not only downs. But yeah, there was. I remember this point when I was in high school. Well, so to explain it, maybe I have to talk a little bit of background. So when I was in my school in my district back in Sankhwasabha, which is a remote district in Nepal, and the capital city is Kathmandu. So I completed my high school, or say secondary education. So how it works in Nepal is you study up to 10th grade, that is secondary education, and then we call it +2, which is junior and senior of high school. Here in the United States, that's high school, what we call. So I completed up to 10th grade in Sankhwasabha in a local school of the district as a school topper, and I was also the district topper.
Wow. Born genius, I guess.
Well, yeah, I did well. I worked hard, and then I did well. So then that was my time to come to Kathmandu for my +2, which is junior and senior of high school. Again, I mentioned, and I fortunately passed this very competitive entrance examination and got into one of the top high school in Nepal.
Okay.
All right. So then there, everybody was smart. Everybody had done something in life.
You started questioning.
Right? And then I was like, well, it's very competitive here. I started feeling like, will I be able to make it or not? And that caused me paralysis of learning. So I stopped participating in activities. I stopped maybe even asking questions to teachers, and I always constantly felt bad about I'm not learning anything, and I did good enough, but not as good as I used to do back in local school, in exams as well. So that point, I would call that point down. I was a little bit of depressed, I would say. Well, maybe not depressed, but that was not for a long time. I mean, that did not set me down and constantly having a depressed feeling, not willing to do things more. I think it created me a feeling of bouncing back.
Okay.
It was more of a I think I turned that downs or a little bit of depression to ups or motivation, I would say. And then in my senior school of high school, or say 12th grade, I went out and started participating in tons of activities. I started making friends. I started talking to teachers, asking them questions. Most of my questions were stupid, but I just asked those questions to get friendly with them. And that is what also made me a lot funnier in class. I became the president of Computer Science Club. I started this non-profit company called Mattrab in high school. Did a lot of things. I was and I met this awesome girl in high school who happened to be my girlfriend later. She's
Happen to
amazing.
be? Okay.
Well, actually, I happened to be her boyfriend, and she happened to be my girlfriend. So,
What do you mean happen to be? Okay.
well, it was not planned. So that is all I mean.
yeah.
And then I rocked it. I did crazy well in exams, and then wow. And I was like looking back to that point when I felt it down. What was that? I was like, was I depressed? Do I want to talk about it? And maybe let the people know about if they feel the same way. That's okay. And I also made a video in YouTube channel about that. And that's in Nepali language, and only Nepali will understand it, or people who understand Nepali. You guys cannot, so I feel bad about it. But I'm explaining it right now, so good for you guys. I don't know if it is good or bad though.
Okay. Okay, that's a lot of stuff. Then, seems like time has catched up to us. And anyways, it's nice talking to you, Rabin, actually.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff. Huh?
Yeah, tons of stuff. Hope CFI people found it interesting, and hope somebody will come up waving, and we will have...
You'll become popular.
Well,
I mean, you are already.
I do not have great hopes on that, and I do not expect that, but it would be nice someone coming in, waving, and we would have more conversation on more things. That would be nice. Otherwise, we are always sitting down by the machine and talking about things.
By the way, shout out to Matt, sir. I mean, I don't know him personally, but, thank you for the service you had been doing, and it's pretty amazing. And yeah, I have seen you in videos, Rabin's videos, and thank you for everything. I think, people are really grateful for your, the service you're doing, and
That is awesome. Thank you, Suthi, for mentioning that. And I am very humbled. Yeah, that is true that Matt sir has turned a direction of my life in many ways, at many points, and he has enabled a couple important things that I've been able to do in my life. So definitely very thankful, and I'm so grateful he's in my life. And I'm so happy that you feel happy about it.
No, yeah, I'm just glad there are people, to guide, like people with passion, like the students with passion. Yeah, it's amazing, and just love it.
Yep.
Okay. Seems like the time is time. Yeah, it's almost the time. Seems like then. Yeah. Do you wanna? Let's finish this one a little bit different. Do you wanna say something in Nepali to finish this up?
Yeah, we could say Ramrari Basnu Hola, which means stay well in Nepali, and like that. So we say it together. Ramrari.
Oh gosh, I would have a hard time
saying it.
Well, okay, I would give it a try. What is it?
Ramrari Basnu Hola.
Slowly.
Ramrari
Basnu
Hola.
Basno Holai.
Yeah.
Ramrari Basno Holai. Okay, that's it.
Ramrari
Basno Holai.
Yep, Ramrari Basno Hola.
Okay.
Bye guys.
Okay guys, you heard that?
Awesome CFI people.
Yeah, take care everyone. See you in the next one.